router is right inside that room.
Okay, so we're live.
Oh, my glasses are way over there.
Okay, Annie, tell us what you did today.
What did I do?
You played with my baby a lot.
I milked cows. Brock and I went and bred a cow. And came back, and I had then fed cows. In between, then I was showing Lily.
She's climbing on that. My daughter, who is obsessed with cows, is also obsessed with climbing on things.
Yeah, right.
She likes to come to Grandma's house because there's cows.
Really, do you like cows?
And dogs.
She points to the cow a lot. Ah, you're so funny.
Yeah.
So fun. Yep. So today we're going to talk about prepping for baby time because we're going to have another baby here in 6 weeks or so.
Yes. 5 weeks and 6 days.
So last week we did a day of meal prep. Today we went to town because she had appointments.
I did.
And then we stopped at Costco again because we needed more tortillas to make more breakfast burritos. And we're going to have another kitchen day prepping for Bridgette on Monday next week, which is usually our laundry day, but we decided that Monday will be
Get a little closer.
Monday will be the Monday will be our food prep day next week. And also, we need to schedule a cleaning day where we go down and clean Bridget's house. And
I'm making a list of deep cleaning tasks.
it's a good thing she has sisters.
Get everything how I want it before the baby comes.
But really, how dirty can her house be? I mean,
Not that dirty.
I don't think so.
The thing that I consider to be the dirtiest is our carpet.
But your carpet is relatively new.
It is, but then we had dogs in the house. Including a puppy. My new rule is no dogs in the house, at least until the children are all potty trained and older. Because I'm not potty training another dog.
No.
We do not have a dog in the house currently, so one of my biggest to-dos is steam clean the carpet.
Okay.
And I have the cleaner at my house. I have everything
that was my
set up.
question. Who's doing this? And what tools are we using?
We have the tools, we have the soap, we have the ability. I just need to do it. And so having a set cleaning day is really going to help me.
Okay. All right, we can do this.
Yes.
What other cleaning jobs do you want us to do at your house?
Some things are, really it's pretty basic. My house doesn't get super, super dirty. We're not in the country like you are, so we don't get as dusty.
No dust, no flies, no manure, no
Right.
no dust.
But my house,
We have dust so bad here.
my house is large. So
It is large. It doesn't look large from the outside, but it's one of those houses that just keeps going and going. And
it is. It's 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a ton of living space.
And closets.
Lots of closets, which is something I love about it.
I still haven't figured out your house. I mean, is it was a house that was added on to?
I don't think it's
Or
been
no?
added on to
It
all
just
that
is
much.
that-
It was just built that big. But yeah, so one of the things to do is throughout the entire house, do baseboards, light fixtures, and vacuum. Which is something that would take me a long time because I am 34 weeks pregnant and I get winded pretty easily now. I don't have that much energy anymore.
But a mom and some sisters can knock it out.
Those energetic teenage sisters,
Yeah,
I'm going to put them to work.
yeah. So what I found with those kind of jobs, though, is that it is very helpful to state what the job is and assign it to a person so that nobody's wandering around saying, what should I do? What should I do?
Right?
So one person does all the ceiling fans and light fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
One person does all the baseboards. One person does, this and that, and so on and so forth.
Things like vacuuming, though, you could take turns with that because it does get tiring.
Yeah.
Especially in a house my size.
Yeah. And you have a lot of steps with carpet,
Yes.
and that can be a pain to vacuum.
It can.
Can.
Could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've vacuumed those steps since we moved in.
That's the way it is. We should probably bring vacuums.
You could. I have one, but if you want to bring...
Then that would go faster.
And then I have, well, technically I have 2 vacuums. I have the carpet vacuum and the hard floor vacuum.
Yeah.
But yeah, bringing one would be helpful because then we can have multiple people going at once.
Yes.
I don't even know. I have like a big long list of stuff at home, and now I'm
Blank
blanking.
on it? Okay. Well, I'm glad she made a list. Let's talk about what we're going to make on Monday as far as freezer food. Again. Well, first let's talk about what we made last week that is in your freezer.
Yes, we made a bunch of stuff.
You can't remember.
I can, but
It was our day in town today.
it's been a
She's
long day. I'm
She's
tired. They drew my blood, so that probably took some of my brain power today, right?
Whatever.
Oh, any excuse, right? No, we made Chinese beef and broccoli.
Oh, there were 3 Chinese.
We made
there were
sesame chicken. We made a beef hash, which is like a ground beef dish with hash browns and seasonings and stuff. We made cube steaks with gravy. We did, I'm trying to remember. There was another chicken one. I don't know. We did probably 7 different types of meals, and we did 2 to 4 of each of them because I wanted variety. Last time we made probably maybe 3 or 4 different kinds of dishes, and we did a lot of them, and we got tired of them. So we
more
went
variety.
We
this
went
time.
for variety this
And
time.
I remember you had some Italian, some Mexican, and some Chinese type dishes.
So we had a bit of variety there.
That will be helpful.
And we did beef and bean burritos, which I'm really excited about. They're a really good lunch.
And are we doing burritos again or breakfast burritos?
Excuse me. We're doing breakfast burritos.
Okay. So breakfast burritos and the egg cups, or not?
I was thinking if we did anything eggy, I was thinking maybe like a breakfast casserole.
Okay. All right. Because you can eat breakfast any time of day.
You can,
It's
and
always good.
if you just get the little pans, because my family isn't that big. I mean, I have a 4-year-old, a 1-year-old, my husband who eats like a crew of men, and then
He does.
myself. So I don't need a huge 9x13 freezer pan. I could get away with one of those, whatever 9x9
Okay.
casserole dish. My husband isn't a huge breakfast eater. He's more of a coffee and go. No wonder he eats supper so well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here's another thought. When we come down to clean, do we need to do cleaning outside? I mean, like weeding around your house, that type of thing?
I put weeding on the list, and I also put to hose off the porch and like scrub it with a broom, just because it's kind of dirty.
Yeah. Speaking of dirty.
But neither of them are big outdoor tasks. My weeding is very minimal. It's been mulched. It's just like nitpicky, like,
Okay,
oh, here's
well,
a little dandelion.
Let's be nitpicky and put some preen down so
Yes.
it keeps the weeds under control the rest of the year.
Then I don't have to worry about it when I have a newborn.
Yeah. Okay, so I learned this tip from a follower about using the Dawn foam on fly specks on... Okay, so anyone who lives in the country and has livestock or lives near livestock understands that the flies are unavoidable, and there are ways to keep them under control, but we haven't done any of that since the year that Annie got married here. And the flies, they leave specks everywhere, and you can clean it in the spring, and by July you got flies specks all over again.
Yep.
Well, the outside of my house has not been cleaned for 2 years. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
it did not happen at all
Probably not
last year.
since wedding year.
Because I didn't really live here last summer. And anyway, the fly specks are atrocious on the siding, which you can't really see in the video, I don't think. But if I did a close-up of it, which I probably will for the stories because I want to do an experiment. So the
There's a
method,
fly.
yeah, the method is to just use the Dawn foam, spray it on, and let it sit a little bit, and then it like dissolves the fly specks, and then you just wipe it off.
Just wipe it off.
Yeah, so I got pretty excited. She had it on her stories, and it looked amazing, so I immediately had to go, well, I was going to town anyway, buy some of the Dawn foam. And while I was seeing the Dawn foam, they also had the Dawn squirt.
The spray.
Spray.
Yeah.
Spray, squirt. And I thought, I'm going to try both. I'm gonna
See which works better.
I'm going to see which works better, or which lasts longer, which goes further, I guess. And so I'll be watching the stories for that when I get to that project. Up to this point, over the years, what I found most helpful for fly specks was Windex. Windex that was the way to get them off of the siding and the window trim and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We keep turning around to look at it.
You
You probably can't even see it in the video, but
I know, I don't think you can see it in the picture, but if you were close, if I would have that camera up, you would probably be like thrown up a little bit in your mouth. It's so gross. But when you live in the country and you have livestock, you have flies, and you kind of just...
It's an unavoidable fact of life out here.
It's a fact of life, so you just kind of have to roll with it. And I like to, once or twice a year, wash it all off. Sometimes, like these pillars, you gotta paint them. So it was...
Our porch has pillars. You can't see it, but
Oh, yeah, that's not
she's
in the
looking
video.
at the pillars.
I'm looking at the pillars. You wash them first and then just put another coat of paint on, because I could never get it off the pillars. So I'm excited to try the Dawn foam on that. It must be the whatever it's made of. Or, I don't know.
Well, I wonder if it
Because
has
this
to
is
do with the
vinyl.
paint you use.
Yeah.
I wonder if you used like a kitchen paint, like a scrubbable paint, if it would be better. Just an idea.
Next time I paint them, I'm gonna try that. Try that, yeah. Who knows how many times we've painted these in 20 odd years.
A lot, at least every other year.
Yeah. And that was because, at first, in the first few years, I was kind of picky about it, but then at some point I realized, you know what, I just need help and I need them painted. So we would lay out the paper underneath and I'd hand the older kids paint. Please, paint.
Just paint.
Paint. Equal parts blue Dawn to white vinegar in a spray bottle. That's worth trying too. Maybe I should add a third variable.
Oh yeah, try that along with your other stuff.
3 Dawn with vinegar, the spray, and the foam.
The foam.
Foam. Yeah. We're gonna try it.
I know, just for like a multi-purpose cleaner around the house, I've done a little bit of vinegar with a little bit of Dawn and water. I think I added some essential oil to make it smell pretty, but it's a really good multi-purpose cleaner around the house.
Yeah. That's what I use to wash windows with, is Dawn and vinegar.
Yeah.
But Costco has the great big bottle of Windex, so that was I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably easy.
It was just easier to squirt that on. Plus, like I said earlier, Windex gets the fly specks better than anything. I always would wash a window first with soapy water and then use Windex. And if I didn't have Windex, vinegar and Dawn. Because when you have a bunch of
Just
kids,
very
in your,
little Dawn though, because you don't want it to
Yeah.
be too sudsy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll have all kinds of streaks.
Yeah. For sure. And using a squeegee. I don't know what happened to my squeegee, but we used to have
Probably got broken.
window-sized squeegee around here that was awesome for doing windows. And do you need your windows washed when we go clean your house?
Some of them, you have me thinking about squeegees now. Now I need a long-handled one because I have,
You could put an extension on. You know how you can get extensions at like a Lowe's or Home Depot?
Yeah.
And it would screw on to the end so you could get those high windows.
Because I have
and had a
those
sponge on one side
sliding
and a
glass
squeegee on.
doors that you can't reach.
Yeah. Yeah. Her big house does have some crazy...
It has some odd window configurations.
Who knows what they were thinking at some point in time in the past.
It's almost like there used to be a deck and then they took it off and added a sunroom. But It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
We'll Instagram about it on Monday.
Okay, yeah.
We'll show you guys my weird house.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to make food for you. We're going to clean your house. We need to do some shopping because it's a little boy.
He is a little boy.
And
I have a little girl.
we need to
And
figure
now
out
I have a little boy on the way.
what clothes she needs. She needs to go through her stuff and identify if she needs anything for the newborn period, the 0 to 3, you know.
Maybe we'll sort all the way up to 6 months because I have a bunch of hand-me-downs from my 4-year-old and then from my aunt's kids. So it's kind of odd, like, oh, I might have a lot of one thing and then not so much, and then whether or not seasons are going to line up. It's kind of hard to shop too, though, because you never know how big he's going to be. Like, if he's a big kid, he might go to 3 months
pretty fast.
so fast.
Yeah. Seen that happen before. Where the newborn clothes fit for like 10 days and all of a sudden.
Brinley she was in sizes for quite a while because she's petite. She would grow longer before she'd grow out of things width-wise. So honestly, she'd outgrow her footy pajamas first, and then I'd know, okay, we're getting bigger.
Fun.
Kind of a combination.
Yeah.
I like to buy some things new just because it's fun and
it's cute, and you can get all matchy, but then, there's some...
It gets expensive fast.
Yeah, and...
especially with how fast they grow out of it.
And the thing is that because of that, some ages, or especially the baby stuff, you can get pretty easy at thrift stores.
I've been incredibly blessed with hand-me-downs both times around. When I had Brinley, I got hand-me-downs from my aunt and then from some friends as well. So honestly, for this first 6 to 10 months of her life, I hardly had to buy anything. I really didn't have to buy her clothes.
But
I also had a baby shower for her though, so that helped.
And her sisters and her brothers
they got really excited.
Really excited, and it was so fun to buy baby clothes. They're so cute. It's when they get
especially baby girl clothes.
Yes.
Baby boy clothes I think are a little less cute. There's not as much of a variety.
Well, especially when you're having a boy. When you're not having a boy, when you are pregnant with a girl, or when you have a baby girl, that's when you see all the cute boy clothes. But when you actually have a boy that you're trying to shop for, where are the cute? They're gone. I don't know. I always found it hard. Boy clothes shopping was hard.
Yeah.
Personally, just like when you're pregnant, you don't like any of your pregnancy clothes, and you hate shopping for the maternity clothes. But when other people are pregnant, they look so adorable and cute. I think she's just so cute every day, and no matter what she wears, and you see other pregnant people and they just look so cute.
I don't
and they're
feel
pregnant
cute.
in their maternity clothes. And where did they get those cute maternity clothes? Because when I'm pregnant,
things are different too now, though. I feel like there's probably a lot more maternity options now than there may have been when you were.
I think she's right. I think
when you were pregnant 13 years ago.
Last time. I think women started designing the clothes more than.
Well, yeah.
Or there's more women designers. I don't know. And they know. Oh, and fabrics have changed too.
That's true.
There are more options.
More fun prints. There's all kinds of things. Although, good grief, maternity clothes are expensive, and if you want a cute nursing top, they are expensive. Yeah. I got some spending money for Mother's Day, and I splurged on a nursing top that I had my eye on since I was pregnant with Brinley that I never bought for myself because it was $32 for one shirt when normally I would never spend that much on one shirt.
Well, especially if it's for just such a short period of time. Then it's harder to justify. It wasn't
maternity, it was nursing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And even then, what's the lifespan of a t-shirt?
Well, it depends on the brand. Seriously, I have some Lands' End t-shirts that are super old and they're still good. but they don't have that kind anymore because I've wanted to buy more colors or replace them, just have more options, and they don't have them anymore. They're fitted and a little bit stretchy, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and they are old, like probably 10 years old. But some things you can justify saying, I'm going to be wearing this for, a few years. It's very classic looking.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some things that are like, well, this is real trendy, or I'm only going to wear this when I'm nursing. And it's hard to want to spend a lot of money when it's a short period of time.
The shirt I got, though, is not, very obviously nursing. It looks like a regular V-neck t-shirt, but it's got a double layer in the front that you pull up, and then it's, I don't even know how it's built underneath.
Girls have accessories, too. Yeah, and those are
You
fun.
can't put bows on a little boy. How are you supposed to accessorize them?
I mean, you can buy a cute little hat that's all matchy, but
They won't keep
they
it
don't
on.
keep it on. Yeah. Brinley has been good about keeping accessories on.
Her sun hat this summer, yeah. She won't keep a bow on anymore. She did until she was probably about 10 months, and then she started pulling them off. And then the sun, because she hates the sun in her eyes, so she keeps her little sun hat on. It's the cutest little pink sun hat with a flower on it.
So fun. Yeah. Okay, well, do we have anything else to share about how we're prepping for baby? Oh, we were going to do this project. The girls were going to do this project in the garage. She got a changing table off of Facebook Marketplace. That
really good
very
deal.
substantial.
It's basically like a big, heavy dresser, but then the top is longer and wider, and it's got high sides on it. Not like a normal changing table.
I mean, it looks old.
Nice.
It
probably is.
But
it's nice.
It's not something you could go buy today.
No.
And it's been painted multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Again, telling how old is this thing? But it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat piece of furniture.
It is.
And it looks useful.
And I got it for $40 on Facebook Marketplace. So you got to keep your eyes out for those deals.
But anyway, it needs stripped and painted, or whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
And
strip it, and then we'll see what the wood looks like underneath.
Yeah.
If it's nice, maybe we'll varnish it. Otherwise, we'll probably just paint it.
Yeah. So that's a project Bridgette's sisters are going to do.
Yeah.
Although they don't know it yet.
I figured, the pregnant lady shouldn't be working around those, paint
fumes,
stripper and stuff.
No.
Make the sisters do that too.
And they like to do that kind of thing.
They do. They enjoy projects.
They just
like
don't
that.
know that we have a project to do. A lot of times when we start in on that kind of thing, though, it kind of grows, and then they're changing the colors of their personal room furniture, and
well, because they get so inspired by the first project, they want to go and do another one and another one.
It is fun. That's another thing that I was never afraid of letting the kids do, even when they were elementary age, is getting a piece of furniture from a thrift store or whatever, and asking them how they wanted it painted, and then getting the supplies, laying out a place where they can do it, and showing them how, and letting them do it. And when little kids do that kind of thing, it's never perfect. It's not done to your standards, but it's a learning experience, and it's something creative. It's something that they could take ownership on.
Well, and then later on in life, you're not afraid of those kind of projects. I know adults who would never even think of painting or changing a piece of furniture, and for me and my siblings, because you let us in on those kind of projects, it's a natural first thought. Oh, you don't like that color? You don't like that piece of furniture? Let's change it.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if I had a project that I wanted to do, I had my project and they had their project. So they weren't hounding me. Can I do it? Can I paint? Can I do this? Can I do that? They had their own thing to do. I mean, they could watch me do it, but they had their own project to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now next question is going to be, what do you do with your little children when that happens, when you're doing a project? I know that one always comes. What I did, I would either get a babysitter, or we would only do those during nap time, or they had their own activity to do in a certain area and they were not to cross a certain line. If they crossed a line, then they were going to lose privileges. Do you remember that?
Yeah. You would even take painter's tape.
Yes.
And make a visible line. Do not
cross this line. And then along with it, they had their own thing to do, whatever it was. And little kids, all kids, they want to paint. They want that paintbrush. They want to do something. So give them something to do, even if it's not, we have a playhouse in the backyard that we would collect kid-sized furniture for at garage sales, thrift stores. I know there's some really cute little Adirondacks back there that I got for, like $5 each. And I don't know how many times they have been painted.
There's a little table with tiny chairs and different stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just stuff that they can do when I'm doing my thing in my area. And then nap time for the toddlers and babies. The thing is, you got to get all ready so that when you start nap time, it's go time. So there's all this prep before, stuff that you can do when you are before, the stuff that you can do while your kids are awake to get organized for it, and then eat, have your drink, and put the babies down for their naps, and then go hard and fast as you can, quick, and then
my daughter's on a bicycle with my sister.
Okay, so if you are painting or you're doing a project like that and you need to be interrupted, have some plastic bags, Ziploc bags handy, and you can just stick your paintbrush or whatever into a plastic bag, and then it doesn't dry out, and it can keep like that for a few hours.
Yeah, or plastic wrap or anything to keep the air off.
Anything to keep the air off for when you get interrupted. And then also watch the weather. It's best to do that kind of thing when it's dry. I mean, we're starting to get in Iowa, we're getting to the season where it is humid, starting to get more and more humid.
Very much
Those
so.
kind of projects are better for the spring and the fall. Just because you have a little bit more time and for that, because when it's humid,
things don't dry as quick.
They don't dry and they can peel, and if you're not careful. Okay, so we have talked about a lot of stuff, and I bet that we have completely
we've been all over the place.
Been all over the place, and our time we've been here a while. All right, thanks for joining us, and we will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock, or somebody will be. Thanks. Bye.